What's up, everybody? I'm Chris. We're here at Reel on Cape Hatteras, and we're checking out the all-new Sentinel control bar from Slingshot. Slingshot actually calls this bar the Compstick Sentinel. There's another version of the Compstick bar called the Guardian. We're going to simplify everything and just call this the Sentinel bar. It's going to be the easy way to avoid confusion and make sure we know which awesome new Slingshot bar we're talking about. So when we look at the Sentinel control bar, everything from the swivel down is pretty much completely redesigned and brand new for Slingshot. We still have a really sturdy centerline swivel that you'll recognize from Slingshot bars in the past. You still have your cool OSH handles on the side here to help you relaunch or maybe to help you keep your lines tight at the end of a session, but everything from the swivel down is going to be all new. So let's talk about some of these cool new features. The number one thing that I noticed when I looked at this bar is we've got above the bar depower now. For you Slingshot fans, that's completely new and we're really stoked. When you have an above the bar depower, you can use the full leverage of your arm to grab and depower the kite. So it's going to be a lot easier than if you don't have room to move your arm with a below the bar depower. They've used a really simple clam cleat setup and they have a movable trim block here. So this trim block is magnetized. If I've pulled in a bunch of depower and I've got the depower line flapping around while I'm riding, there's actually a magnet in the strap and in the depower block. You can just tap these guys together and it keeps that depower line nice and neat and out of my face when I'm riding. When I want to add more power to the kite, release the depower some, I simply just pull down on the depower line, it comes free. I let the line out till it has the desired amount of power and then just tuck the line back in that cleat there. The tension of the kite will tighten it up and then I can reattach my magnetic handle. In addition to being able to adjust the amount of power, this trim block is also movable. So if I have a shorter rider, I can release some of that centerline tension, grab the trim block and actually pull the trim block down towards the rider. I'll back up and tighten the lines up again and I've reduced the throw on the bar. So now if I drop the bar, it's not going to go as far away from me. It's easier to pick up and get back together. Same thing in the reverse. If I have a rider with longer arms and I need a little bit more throw, I can slide this trim block up away from the rider, tighten the lines up again, and now I have more throw in my bar. So really cool that this trim block is movable so you can customize the bar to any size rider. And if I do need to pull more depowering on my kite, I pull this trim block down towards me and now I have a lot more depower line that I can pull in. So really cool on the adjustability that this movable trim block gives you. When we move down and start looking at the bar itself, we've got some really clean rectangular bar floats this year. It's a really clean look and I like that design a lot. They feel strong and sturdy. They also fold down really compact when I want to wrap the bar up. When I come down and check out the actual bar itself, Slingshot has added some elastic line keepers this year. So that's going to be new for you Slingshot fans. Slingshot was one of the only brands that didn't have some elastics on the end of the bar, and now they do. So less mess, less stress when you're packing up. Just wrap your lines up, throw the bungee over it, you're good to go. Slingshot has said that they've softened the bar ends a bit for this year. When I feel this bar end here, it's not super soft, it is an improvement, but if I were to smash this on my surfboard on accident, or if I was to accidentally bump my head with the bar, it's still pretty dang hard. So the bar ends are softer than years past, but it is still gonna be a little bit uncomfortable if you come in contact with this in a hard way. So they've softened it a little bit, but still a little hard on the bar ends. When we come down and check out the grip, there's an all new EVA grip, completely redesigned for this year. This is really built out and it feels super solid in the hands. It feels like it's gonna last. One thing to note is it's a little rough on the hands. So the grip is really durable, but it is a bit rough on the hands. Not a big deal. After your first couple sessions, you're gonna get used to that grip and that feel and be more comfortable with it. Slingshot has maintained the raised area here going around the center lines. Really glad that they've kept that. I've always liked that feature. It just helps you not get pinched by the lines if you have your hand around the center lines there while you're sheeting in and out. So really cool feature, makes everything hassle-free, no pinch, no problem. When we come below the bar, we come into one of the features that I'm most stoked about for this product, and that's the below the bar swivel. So we already mentioned that there's an above the bar swivel on this Sentinel bar, but they've added a below the bar swivel this year. We all know that sometimes when you do 100 kite loops or you're doing a bunch of back rolls into one side, sometimes your center lines get so twisted that the center line swivel just won't do it. So if my lines need a little help for untwisting, I can just reach below the bar here. I've got this really easy to turn below the bar swivel, and even while I'm riding, I can just give this guy a few twists and I'm gonna work out any twist in my center line. So I'm really excited that they've added that. The last thing that I want to talk about on the bar is the Sentinel quick release. So that's where the bar gets its name. This is an all new quick release from Slingshot. It looks semi-familiar to the quick releases that Slingshot has had in the past, but you can see that the assembly is a little bit shorter. It feels like a little bit lighter, and it also reattaches a different way. So we still have really easy red coating and eject label here. So this is still a push away safety. Really easy and instant release. I just grab the safety, pull away, and it really quickly releases. You've got the chicken loop attached on one side here, and you have the chicken loop comes completely unattached on this side here. So really easy to reassemble. All I need to do is push this end of the chicken loop back in, slide the cuff over, hook in, and I'm ready to ride. So if I do need to reassemble that when I'm on the water, it's really easy to put back together, and we're really stoked on that design. They still have the center line safety system that gives you 100% depower on Slingshot bars. So when I do release my safety, the kite completely flags on one line. That's a tried and true system that they've had on a lot of Slingshot bars in the past, so you can have confidence with that center line safety system. If you do need to pop your safety, your kite's going to completely flag out. The last thing that we want to talk about is the leash. So Slingshot's made a couple modifications to their leash. They've made the leash just a little bit shorter this year. It's not going to be ideal for the guy that wants to do handle passes when he's riding wake style or freestyle, but for 9 out of 10 kiters who don't unhook, a shorter leash is perfect. It's not going to be dragging in the water as much. It's not going to get tied in knots or snag on anything. Slingshot's also done a little redesign to the actual carabiner here, so it's just a slightly different design. It's a little bit stronger, so if we do need to pop our safety, if we do get a good pull on this leash, we can be confident we've got a really strong attachment here on our new carabiner for our leash. The all-new Sentinel bar comes in 3 different sizes. We've got the 20-inch bar here. We call this the universal size. Slingshot says that it's good to work on any size kite. The 20-inch bar comes with 23-meter lines. Now there are 2 other sizes. You've got a smaller bar at the 17-inch. That's going to come with shorter lines, 20-meter lines on the 17-inch bar. That'll be for when you're flying a really small kite. And they're also going to make this in a 23-inch version for your big kites. The 23-inch version is going to have 27-meter lines, so it's going to be great to use with Slingshot turbine. But you can fly every kite in the Slingshot line off this 20-meter bar. You can learn more about the Slingshot Sentinel control bar at realwatersports.com.